Venus in Pisces. You know it's going to be good because Venus is exalted in Pisces. But let's find out why and exactly what it means. As always, you want to look for the resonance between the planet and the place that it's occupying. So between the planet and the sign. And you want to figure out if the resonance is positive or negative. If it's agreeable or disagreeable, harmonious or disharmonious. Of course, as you would expect with an exaltation sign, all of the resonances between Venus and Pisces are going to be very harmonious or agreeable. There's 4 of them that we're going to discuss today. There's 4 primary ones that you need to understand to really have a well-rounded understanding of what Venus signifies in Pisces. First of all, the first one is that this is the planet of receptivity in a sign that's very receptive and introspective. That's the first resonance. The second is that this is a planet that is very caring. Venus is a caring planet, and Pisces is a very caring and careful sign. Venus is also a careful planet. So receptive and receptive, caring and caring. Now the third one, Venus is beautiful, Pisces is beautiful. And then the fourth one, Venus is wealthy and Pisces is wealthy. So these 4 resonances will give you a clear understanding of how to interpret Pisces and Venus in a theoretical condition, theoretically abstract from the rest of the chart. Let's go through it right now, and I'll show you some of the specific interpretations that are indicated by these 4 resonances. So first, let's look in more detail about Venus being receptive and Pisces being introspective. The reason why Venus is receptive is because it's femininity. Femininity is inward. And the reason why Pisces is introspective is because it's water and dual and Jupiter. So it's very thoughtful and reflective. So when Venus is in Pisces, this harmony between the planet being receptive and the sign being receptive gives you, the interpretation is the person is very receptive. Means they educate very well. They educate very easily. They take care and time to educate themselves. They're interested in educating themselves. They're interested in learning. And therefore, they're smart. They're intelligent. Now, taking a look at the second important resonance between Venus and Pisces, that's the fact that Venus is very caring because it's femininity. Femininity has to do with love and unity and relationship, bringing things together. So Venus is the planet of love. Love means caring. Being concerned with the needs of another. Now Pisces, because it's ruled by Jupiter, it has a charitable ruler or a caring ruler, a benefic ruler, so it's caring as well. It's water and feminine, and it's dual, so it's caring and careful. The effect of having the planet of caring in the sign of caring is that the individual is expected to be caring. Right? So that means things like they'll be empathetic, they'll empathize well, or they'll be sensitive, they'll sense things well. They'll be sympathetic, not just empathetic, but sympathetic. They'll be loving, they'll be concerned about other people, they'll be concerned about the people in the world or the people in their life. Therefore, you can describe them as having a good character. They have good qualities. They're a good person, a nice person. And therefore you can say that they're attractive or likable or lovable. And on that theme of being lovable, easy to love, good in partnerships. They care about the partner and they're very lovable as a result. They're good in partnerships. Now, as for the third resonance between Venus and Pisces, it's also quite simple. Venus is beautiful. Pisces is beautiful in the sense that it's a water sign. Water is beautiful. The water element in astrology is beautiful. And it's Jupiterian, so it's going to be healthy and full. So Pisces has an abundance, which means wealth. Pisces is wealthy, and one of the key wealths is beauty. So there's a synergy between the planet being representing beauty and the sign being very favorable to beauty. The interpretation, therefore, is the native with Venus and Pisces is beautiful. Simple. Boom. What kind of beauty? Well, we already discussed that they have this emotional beauty already because they care about people. But now we're talking about their actual looks. And again, what type of beauty is this Venus in Pisces? It's going to be like a wealthy beauty. like a beauty which is big or ample, an ample beauty, a thick beauty, a fat beauty. So you won't expect small eyes, small breasts, small hips. You'll expect ample curves and big features, bigger features. Eyes are not really close set. They're big and expanded, things like that type of beauty. And then the fourth and final resonance that's essential to understand in order to have your finger on the pulse of what Venus in Pisces represents is that Venus is the wealth planet. Because again, wealth is beauty. Beauty means something which is attractive because you can enjoy it. And wealth is a thing which you can enjoy, or an ability to enjoy. And Pisces, being the sign of abundance and surplus, is wealth friendly. So you have a planet which is very wealth friendly and a sign which is very wealth friendly. This is probably the least prominent of the four important resonances of Venus and Pisces, but still it's something which shouldn't go unmentioned. As a result, the native with Venus in Pisces is probably wealthy. Or a better way to say it, which is a bit more abstract and catches all of the possible permutations a bit better, is the native with Venus in Pisces has the ability to enjoy life. Now let's look at a few well-known people who have Venus in Pisces. First of all, there's many, many, many well-known musicians and very high caliber musicians. It's very favorable to music because it's intelligent and caring and beautiful, so it becomes artistic. So you have Chopin. Chopin's music is very, very illustrative of Venus in Pisces. What does Venus in Pisces sound like? I think the best indicator is Chopin. Bach also, but I'm sure Bach has got some more Sun and Mars going on in the chart than Chopin does, because Bach has more of a mechanical sound to it. David Gilmour, the Pink Floyd guitarist, another great example. Diana Ross, Norah Jones, George Harrison, Billie Holiday. These are several examples of many, many, many very famous and accomplished musicians with Venus in Pisces. And it's not just musicians, but all types of arts. So you have Vincent van Gogh, is a famous Piscean Venus person. Edgar Allan Poe and Victor Hugo, two authors. Now also, it's not so bad for politics to have Venus in Pisces. So you see Martin Luther King, Ronald Reagan, George Washington, Lenin, and Osama bin Laden. These are people that are very politically active. The reason being that Venus in Pisces is very concerned with society and relationships and groups, and it's caring about the society. Osama bin Laden would be an interesting one to look at in more detail. Then I just tack on another 4 names at the end of interesting people. 2 people involved in the adult entertainment industry, Hugh Hefner and Jenna Jameson. Then Lucy Lawless, the famous actress for Xena the Warrior Princess. And then Edgar Cayce, the famous psychic. So with Edgar Cayce, you really see the empathetic empath potential of Venus in Pisces comes out the most. With Lucy Lawless, Hugh Hefner, Jenna Jameson, you can bet that their charts also have a lot of stuff going on with Sun and Mars, because they're using this Venus, Piscean Venus, in very bold, assertive, masculine ways. So we could take a look at a few of these charts in slightly more detail. George Harrison, for example, has a very good Venus in Pisces, because this Venus in Pisces is trying to Jupiter, and that Jupiter is in Cancer. So George Harrison's Venus in Pisces, the dispositor of that Venus in Pisces is Jupiter, of course, because Jupiter owns Pisces, and that dispositor is also exalted and trine to Venus. And Jupiter's trine is very powerful. And to top it all off, it's a Vargotama Venus, which means it's also in Pisces in the Navamsha, and it's in the 5th house. Now Vincent van Gogh also has a Vargotama Venus like George Harrison. And although its Lord Jupiter is not trine to it, it is still giving the aspect to it from its own domicile. And it's in the 9th house as the 11th Lord. So it really displays its artistic capabilities, just like George Harrison's being in the 5th really showed the creative or communicative capacities of Venus in Pisces. And as for Martin Luther King, Venus in this case is in mutual reception with the First Lord. And its Navamsha is its own domicile, Libra, which is very socially oriented. Osama bin Laden also has a socially oriented Venus in Pisces because of it being in the Libra Navamsha. But his Venus is exactly in Graha Yuddha, or planetary war, with Mercury. And Mercury is debilitated here. We don't have a birth time for Osama bin Laden, but I would put my poker chips down to bet that it is 3:10 a.m. or something really close to 3 in the morning. Because what he's got an array of malefics in such a way that if he gets born around that time of 3:10, the malefics really take over the chart, and you won't really hear much about his Jupiter or his Venus, even if it is exalted. So 3:10 a.m. you will get his Mars Ketu conjunction opposite to the ascendant, with Scorpio rising with Rahu there, and then Saturn having a huge influence on the moon. Anyway, will make the whole chart just completely dominated by malefics, so the Venus in Pisces in his case isn't going to be a dominant feature of his life. Finally, I will just also mention Hugh Hefner is an interesting one. He's got Venus in Pisces, but as the 8th Lord, sexual Lord. So the sexual nature of Venus in Pisces here comes out. And it's in the 6th house, therefore, which is more male, masculine. So it's being put to masculine use. And it's there in the 6th house with the 10th Lord, another masculine factor, and connecting it to career and being very showy about it. And his Venus is also in the Leo Navamsha. And he has all kinds of things. His Venus in Pisces is actually very similar to Jenna Jameson's, in that they both have a chart where the masculine features are very, very strong. A strong Mars, an exalted Sun, etc. So that sets a context where, in their cases, Venus and Pisces will work in a showy way or confident way, expressive way, and be masculinely extroverted. Now, what we do in these videos with the planets and the signs is I show you a consistent technique that you can use for any planet and any sign. And the technique is very simple. You look for where the planet symbolizes something that's very, very similar to what the sign symbolizes. And once you find that, you assess whether or not the planet and the sign are harmonious about that thing, or whether they're antithetical about that thing. The dissonant resonance reveals what's complex or difficult for the native. The harmonious resonance, on the other hand, indicates what's easy, what comes natural, what's an inherent strength for the native. What I'm teaching you really is the method of how to do astrological interpretation by going down into the engine of the symbolism and comparing the parts. The actual interpretation that you should give is going to be individualized per the individual chart. So if you have person A with the moon in Scorpio and person B with the moon in Scorpio, it's not going to be exactly the same interpretation. Because person B's moon might have an aspect from something and person A's moon doesn't, etc., 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 etc. But what I'm showing you in the videos is the backbone of what a planet and a sign symbolizes. And once you understand that backbone, you modify it based on the circumstances, the extraneous circumstances that are affecting an individual chart. So I hope you really like this system, not just this one video, but all the videos that we do on the planets and the signs. We'll do them all. And I hope you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of those. And I hope to see you around soon. Thank you.